All right, so you just heard the direct object jingle. The direct object jingle is going to teach us pattern 2. You are now learning pattern 2. So you're going to have to think, is this pattern 1 or is this pattern 2? So let me show you what happens in pattern 2. Pattern 2 uses a direct object and it uses a verb transitive. And I want to teach you a little bit about that in just a moment, but let's look back at your direct object jingle. In the direct object jingle, it tells us that the direct object is always a noun or a pronoun. When it says a noun or a pro, that means noun or a pronoun. And the direct object completes the meaning of the sentence, and it comes after the verb transitive. If you're going to find the direct object, you need to ask these questions. What or whom after the verb? Now let me talk to you a little bit about the verb when you have a direct object and it's using pattern 2. So we're going to call our verb verb transitive. And it comes from Latin. You had to know that, didn't you? Latin. In Latin, trans means over or to the other side. So we're going to transfer action to something in these sentences with a direct object. And you know something about this already. You know that transport carries something. You know that if you transfer something, you move it. So remember, trans means over or to the other side. So now let's start to classify our sentence here. I've already got the subject noun noted for you. It's 2 eagles built a nest, and the subject noun is eagles. Then we ask ourselves, what did the eagles do? Well, the eagles built. So built is our verb. Now we have to stop and think. What did they build? They built a nest. And so we're going to transfer the action, the building, to the nest. So we're going to call that our direct object, and we have to come back and make this into verb transitive. And you already know that we ask how many eagles? 2. So this is an adjective. And a and the, there's our article adjective. This is a declarative sentence. And watch what we do on the line. We're going to write subject, noun, verb, and underneath you're going to write direct object and then pattern 2. You just graduated to pattern 2. I better move that so you can see it. You see how I did that? Well, I'll do it this way. Subject, noun, verb, direct object, pattern 2. Okay, and we can also underline our subject, make our slash, underline our predicate part. Okay, now we'll go on to number 2. Read it with me. 2 beautiful eagles built a large nest high above the river. So now we ask ourselves, who built? Well, we know eagles built. So eagles built, eagles is our subject noun, and we ask now, what did they build? Well, what did the eagles do? Eagles built. So now we know this is our subject noun and our verb. Now, is there something that received the building? Yes, it's nest. Nest is our direct object. So then we come back and we make this verb transitive because now we know what they built. Okay. 2 and beautiful tell more about the eagles. So this is our adjective. This is an adjective. We have an article adjective. Large tells more about the nest, so this is an adjective, the large nest. And for the word high, we're going to ask ourselves, built it where? Where did they build it? They built it high, because this goes back to the verb, so that makes this one an adverb. Okay, now above the river, you know that above the river is going to be a prepositional phrase. So we have our preposition, you have an article adjective, and you have the object of the preposition. This sentence is also a declarative. We're going to underline our subject one time and our predicate part 2 times. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera here so we can go back to the blank at the front, so you know because this has a verb transitive and a direct object, you are doing pattern 2. Subject, noun, verb transitive, direct object, pattern 2. Oh, teacher made a mistake. Go back to sentence 1, and we will put verb transitive here in the front of your sentence. All right, did I forget anything in sentence 2? Looks like I got it all. Let's go on to sentence 3 now. Mom and Jason met Dad at the airport. You ask yourself, who met Dad at the airport? Mom and Jason. So guess what? Compound, subject, noun, because we have 2 people. Compound, subject, noun. And this, of course, is our lost my train of thought. So that is our conjunction. And what did Mom and Dad do? Or what did Mom and Jason do? They met. So that's our verb. Now, does it tell who or what? Yes, the sentence does. It tells that they met Dad. So Dad is receiving the action. They transfer the action from the verb to Dad, so they met Dad, which makes this verb transitive. And at the airport is a prepositional phrase. This is a telling sentence. It's a declarative. When you underline your subject in your verb part, it would look like this. And then going back to the blank at the front, we have subject, noun, verb transitive, direct object, pattern 2. And you'll always write it this way. You'll always write subject, noun, verb transitive, then you put your direct object underneath the line, and then you write pattern 2 right next to it. Okay? So that's a quick lesson on the new concept in grammar of doing a direct object, which always has verb transitive. You never have just verb when you have direct object. You always have verb transitive. And congratulations, you have now learned pattern 2.